If you are looking to catch a concert outside of Rochester or in the Finger Lakes, CMAC is home to plenty of live entertainment come the summertime. Constellation Brands, Marvin Sands Performing Arts Center, or CMAC as most people call it, is located in Canandaigua, New York, on the grounds of Finger Lakes Community College. The venue has been bringing entertainment acts to the Finger Lakes for more than 40 years. In this video, I'll walk you through everything you need to know about the venue, offer you some tips and tricks to make your experience navigating the venue and the area around it a breeze. Let's get into it. CMAC is named after Rochester-based alcoholic beverage company Constellation Brands and its founder Marvin Sands. The venue opened in 1983, originally as the Finger Lakes Performing Arts Center, and has been bringing music, comedy, and more to the area ever since. It was renovated in the mid-2000s, expanding the reserved seating and adding luxury booths for a little more than $10 million. The Amphitheater holds 15,000 people for events, with room for 5,000 under the awning with reserved seats, and room for 10,000 more up on the lawn. For most events, both the lawn and reserved seating will be available, although once in a while if it's a small show or for other reasons, sometimes they do close the lawn. The venue brings some pretty big name artists to perform. It's definitely a venue that punches above its weight and the area. Artists that have performed there include Ringo Starr, Tom Petty, The Who, Benson Boone, The Killers, Hozier, Ed Sheeran, just to name a few. CMAC is actually independently owned and is one of the few amphitheaters of its size that isn't owned by Live Nation. Not being associated with Live Nation definitely has its positives, although there could be a few negatives. Sometimes it's hard to get Live Nation artists or Live Nation exclusive artists to play at CMAC, since it isn't owned or operated by Live Nation. This leaves artists skipping over it on tours or choosing other venues in the area that are Live Nation venues. This includes Darien Lake Amphitheater towards Buffalo and Lakeview Amphitheater in Syracuse, both of which are Live Nation venues. However, not being a Live Nation venue does have plenty of positives. For one, you can bring in your own lawn chairs and blankets to relax and enjoy the show. Recently, Live Nation stopped allowing people to bring their own chairs in, which is quite annoying. At CMAC, if you forget a chair or decide you want one later, CMAC has a Chairs for Charity program where you can rent a chair for the night in exchange for a $5 donation. CMAC also lets you bring a bag in, but it's a clear bag policy. You can also bring in an empty plastic water bottle to fill up at the venue's water fountain. But you can't bring in your own food and drink for shows. If it looks like it might rain, you can bring in a standard size umbrella, but not large ones. Where the cutoff is between standard and large, I don't really know. The rest of what you are and aren't allowed to bring in is pretty standard. For most shows, the gates open an hour and a half before the show starts, with parking lots opening 2 hours before showtime. Shows at CMAC go on rain or shine, so if it looks like rain, come prepared with that umbrella I mentioned. If you choose to park at CMAC, they have 2 different parking lots on site, general parking and premium parking. Premium parking is located north of the venue, next to Finger Lakes Community College. That lot is the smaller of 2 lots and costs $30 to park in. You can only buy premium parking online before the show, they don't sell it on site the day of. If you plan to park there, buy it sooner rather than later, as it does sell out and it fills up quick. The general lot is on the south side of the venue, and it is the larger of the 2 parking lots, much larger in fact. That lot costs $10 to park in, and parking is only sold on site the day of. The premium parking lot will get you out much quicker after the show, but it does have the extra cost. If you don't mind walking, I'd recommend parking away from the venue and walking to CMAC. It'll be cheaper than premium parking, but it might be more than general parking, usually around $20 or so. Parking away from the venue also means you are less likely to sit in those post-concert traffic jams. You can find some smaller private lots along Lakeshore Drive or potentially East Lake Road. I'd recommend Lakeshore Drive as it is away from the general parking lot where most people park and won't be as busy. Once you get to your parking spot at CMAC, you'll have to head towards the venue as they don't allow tailgating in either of their parking lots. If you are taking rideshare, I'd recommend getting picked up and dropped off on Lakeshore Drive or one of the parking lots nearby, like TJ Maxx or Lowe's, and then walking to CMAC. CMAC also recently started offering a complimentary shuttle service to and from CMAC. The shuttle picks you up in Parkway Plaza in Canandaigua, which is between the McDonald's and Starbucks on Route 20. The shuttle then drops you off on Lakeshore Drive by the premium parking lot. It also runs after the show, taking you back to Parkway Plaza. It is a great way to save on parking costs and avoid the hassle of driving in traffic. It is a nice touch from CMAC and something they don't have to do, but it goes that extra mile. Before the show, you really don't have a problem catching a shuttle to the venue. Afterwards, it can get a tad busier, but it isn't too bad. The wait times usually aren't terrible. The traffic getting to CMAC can sometimes back up quite a bit, as there really is only one main way to get there on Route 20. For a packed show, traffic will back up all the way from General Parking Lot on East Lake Road down to Route 20 past Wegmans. Now let's talk about getting tickets to events at CMAC. To purchase tickets, you can check them out on their website, which I'll link in the description below. You can also purchase tickets in person from their box office. CMAC has 2 box office locations, one on the north side of the venue, near Finger Lakes Community College, and the premium parking lot, and one on the south side of the venue by the general parking lot. However, the box office is only open seasonally, and it usually opens sometime in April or May. That means that if it's going to be a packed show that will sell out, your only option really is to buy tickets online. Buying online is easier, of course, but you have to pay those ridiculous ticket fees, which sucks. If you buy at the box office, however, you don't have to pay those fees, which is really nice. The box office hours vary and are usually posted on CMAC's social media or website, so be sure to check those to stay up to date. The box office by the general parking lot is the main box office. The box office by the premium parking is only open on show days. So if you're planning to buy tickets at the box office, you'll need to go to the main box office by the general parking lot. Once you are in the venue, if you get hungry or thirsty, they do have options for food and drinks. The prices can be pretty pricey though, as a fair warning, especially the alcoholic drinks. Expect to pay in the mid to high teens, or even above $20 depending on the drink. The food options are pretty standard for live entertainment events: popcorn, pretzels, sandwiches, fingers, burgers, things like that. Once your show is over, getting out can take a little bit, but is not as bad as other venues. They do a pretty solid job of getting people out as best they can. And with that, that's all the info you need to know about heading to an event at CMAC. CMAC brings tons of great artists to the Finger Lakes each summer, and they have a nice variety, and they really have something for everyone. I hope you found this video helpful, and it gets you prepared for going to CMAC. If you have any questions on things I didn't address, feel free to drop them in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe for more venue guides and tips and tricks videos in the future. Also in the comments, let me know your favorite event you've ever seen at CMAC. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.